This now, surveillance from inside a North Philadelphia bodega shows why small business owners in the city have been making a plea for a long, long time. They say they need protection.
One store owner tells NBC 10 a woman ransacked their location on Sunday and fought police after claiming employees stole her wallet, but video shows the theft didn't happen. NBC 10's Brandon Hudson has that story.
Watch as surveillance video shows a woman trash a North Philly corner store in front of Philadelphia police and the store's owner.
There's one narrative that I'm getting really, 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 really sick and tired of. And I think y'all know what that is. That black people scared of the police. Forget that I've done 1,000 videos. Well, I ain't gonna say 1,000 videos, but I've done a lot of videos through the course of my years on YouTube of black women going into stores and just destroy shit. Like that's we've already seen those ones. The EBT card get declined and she want to knock everything over in the store. We've seen that. This fighting with the police and in front of the police, tearing up the store in front of the police. And people wonder why Micaiah, when she saw those cops pull up on the scene, when she heard the sirens for a minute and a half, and then she heard the screeches when the cops pulled up on the scene, then she heard the door slam, then she heard them hop out the car and bark orders, that then she was like, I'm going to start stabbing people. Because these young people see that no one's scared of the police, and the police are not to be respected. And yes, they pay consequences for their actions. No adult figure in her life who taught her not to respect police. Her father was stomping a woman's head in front of the police. Paid the cost that day. She paid the cost. And that's life. So young people, young black people, respect the police.
One store owner tells NBC 10 a woman ransacked their location on Sunday and fought police after claiming employees stole her wallet, but video shows the theft didn't happen. NBC 10's Brandon Hudson has that story.
Watch as surveillance video shows a woman trash a North Philly corner store in front of Philadelphia police and the store's owner. When the two officers try to detain her, she doesn't go down easily. The three wrestle for nearly a minute, scaring off customers, then pushing over an entire snack shelf. When it looks like cooler heads will prevail, the woman tries to go one more round with the cops. After another minute, she's walked out in handcuffs. A witness shot cell phone video outside.
Do that remind you of anything right here? Them struggling to get somebody in the back of the police cruiser that don't want to go in the back of the police cruiser, and then that person ended up asking to be put on the ground. Then that person ended up dead over something that happened in a corner store. A trip to the corner store shouldn't result in your death. It shouldn't be a death sentence. Yeah, it shouldn't. You're 1,000 times more likely to be killed at a corner store by another black person. However, if you do interact with the police at the damn corner store, jeez. And then they come and then you fight with them and tussle with them and wrestle with them, and you're increasing your chances of having a police interaction that goes fatal. And this is a sister. Imagine what them police had to do. Well, it was 4. George had 4 Two, a lady cop and a male cop was able to subdue this woman. George needed 4. And it's the stuff that cops deal with every day, all day. Like, see, this is the thing about black people. Black people are going to now think, this is how our minds work. This was the only interaction in Philadelphia that day. Damn. Some black people think that's the only thing that happened in Philadelphia until the next time they see another story from Philadelphia. That's how our brains work. We don't have, the scope. We can't see scope. We're very bad at seeing scope and seeing the whole picture. Abstract, that's right. Because the other interactions that are happening in Philly are in the abstract. Like, we not seeing it. We just seeing this, and we have to think like, damn, if this is happening, it's a million other things happening in the city too. Every day, all day. And this is just one interaction that we're seeing. And look how this woman, this mother, this grandmother is behaving in public. So imagine what the other cops go through in this city on a 24-hour basis. Our brains don't work like that, though. We just, the Philly police racist.
When the 2 officers try to detain her, she doesn't go down easily. The 3 wrestle for nearly a minute, scaring off customers, then pushing over an entire snack shelf. When it looks like cooler heads will prevail, the woman tries to go one more round with the cops. After another minute, she's walked out in handcuffs. A witness shot cell phone video outside.
We got enough going on in the city. I mean, going to jail for the petty stuff.
The store owner says the woman claimed employees stole her wallet, but the video shows that didn't happen.
Arriba de ellos. Ellos por esposarla.
The store owner says, I don't understand. We come to this country to try to make an honest living, and for us to see ourselves in a situation where we can lose everything over something like this.
Yeah, and I feel this guy. He comes to this country to make an honest living, and he got a deal. But I'm not going to let him off the hook like that. You ain't go and put your store in no white neighborhood. You didn't put your store in no Asian neighborhood. You put your store in a black neighborhood. And you selling cookies and grape drink. And snack packs and potato chips. And 9-laters and Jolly Ranchers. And Spam and Vienna sausages. The black people. Okay? So, I ain't gonna let this dude off the hook like that. Although I do appreciate him making money and him providing for his family, being a first-generation American, being somebody who literally comes from a country where people like him live in abject poverty. Not poverty like these black folk in these damn hoods in Philadelphia and whatnot, where every time they touch the light switch it come on, and every time they turn the faucet, water come out. And it's a flat screen in the living room, and everybody got a cell phone, and everybody got on clean drawers, and yada, yada, yada. And if you ain't got it, the government will give it to you. In his country, the government ain't gonna give you nothing. Okay? They ain't got it. And if they got it, the dictator keeps it all for himself. Okay? So I appreciate this guy's ingenuity and his ability to come to another country and thrive and succeed. But you selling grape drinking cookies to black people in the middle of the ghetto, what you expect? You making a lot of money over there, hand over fist, and this is part of it. I do agree that the city should protect these people. These people don't deserve to be harmed, but there is some just danger that comes with this owning, operating a business in these in these positions, in these cities, and in these hoods. There's a level of danger that's just inherent. Okay? You want to sell grape drinking cookies to black people.
The store owner says the woman claimed employees stole her wallet, but the video shows that didn't happen.
Arriba de ellos. Ellos por esposarla.
The store owner says, I don't understand. We come to this country to try to make an honest living, and for us to see ourselves in a situation where we can lose everything over something like this. He would like to see city leaders provide more protection for small businesses like his, which have been magnets for crime. Last month, Norristown police arrested 3 men charged with robbing and beating up a pizza shop owner. In October, surveillance video shows 2 men run into a New York City bodega to avoid a group of attackers.
Damn, that's a machete fight they having. Yikes. Some people was being attacked with machetes and they ran into your corner store. Think about that. That's the type of stuff these people got to deal with. Woo! Imagine you somewhere and somebody runs in with a machete and they getting attacked by a group of people with machetes and they run into your, wherever you at, and stand in the doorway and start swinging a machete at the people, the group of people outside that got machetes that's swinging it back at them. And these look like Afro Latinos. Right here, that's swinging these machetes. Brothers just shoot your ass.
Last month, Norristown police arrested 3 men charged with robbing and beating up a pizza shop owner. In October, surveillance video shows 2 men run into a New York City bodega to avoid a group of attackers. Like the North Philly bodega owner, corner store owners in the Bronx asked leadership for more protection. Brandon Hudson, NBC 10 News.
But, I mean, I interviewed a recently retired chief commander in Philadelphia. He was in charge of 21 precincts. You know, they had plans where they would come to street corners with job fairs. They would bring employers. This is the police. They would bring employers to those corners to help get those who want, get them jobs.
This is recent.
It was reasonably successful.
This is recent in Philadelphia.
This is 2 years ago, a year or 2 ago.
How many of y'all know the Philadelphia police, in an attempt to try to curb the rampant crime, brought a job fair to the street corner? Not like you got to come down to the convention center downtown and wear a suit and come to the convention center and get a job. They brought the job fair to the street corner. The police. How many of y'all ever heard about that? How many of y'all knew that? See, this is why I don't go for the bullshit. Because, well, and that's why I share this stuff with you guys. Because, you know, a lot of people don't know these things. So you can't really, like, hold it against people. Certain things that people don't know, you can hold against them. Basic knowledge, yeah. Or when they just being willfully daft and they're being, when they're just playing stupid and playing the victim, that's one thing. Another thing is when it's some, like, knowledge that the media hides. Media didn't make a big deal that the Philadelphia Police Department was going to the street corners in the hoods, bringing job fairs to the Negroes in the street corner, bringing it to them. Bringing it to them. bringing the job fair to them, and you didn't hear people about it. All you heard about was the police is racist. Those police care about these people in these cities. That's why whenever these people call, help, we need a police here. It's a girl with a knife. Who come running?
The brutal attack happened at this intersection in Inglewood yesterday morning. The street vendor simply trying to make an honest living selling flowers when this attack happened. Part of it caught on video.
Yo lo único que tenía es miedo y estaba en estado de shock.
In Spanish, Ernesto Francisco tells me he's still in shock a day after being attacked. Part of the assault captured on video. The street vendor was trying to save his flowers from a woman when she shoves him to the ground, picks up a bouquet, and storms off.
Ernesto, man, what you gonna do when one of the brothers, one of the males from this species attack you, man? Come on, Ernesto, man. That means a sister, man. That's one of the females from the from the species, man. God, y'all. So this is Los Angeles. We were just in Philly. So coast to coast. Coast to coast. Coast to coast. Hard-working Americans. This guy's an American. He's here now. Y'all fought, you sisters fought for open borders. You voted. Stacey Abrams bringing Biden and Democratic policies, and y'all fought for these Democratic policies, open borders. Just the border, just a thoroughfare. Anybody just come in anytime you want. Now this guy comes in, and he's not selling drugs. He's not robbing banks. He's selling flowers on the side of the road trying to make some money for his family. And who comes up and robs him in broad daylight? And this is only part of the attack. This had been going on for 10 minutes. Who comes up and robs old Ernesto Francisco for his flowers?
In Spanish, Ernesto Francisco tells me he's still in shock a day after being attacked. Part of the assault captured on video. The street vendor was trying to save his flowers from a woman when she shoves him to the ground, picks up a bouquet, and storms off. Bystanders can be heard asking her to stop. The attack happened Sunday morning at the intersection of Florence and Prairie Avenues right in front of Inglewood Park Cemetery. The 28-year-old was selling flowers when he says the woman jumped out of a bus and began assaulting him for no reason.
Me empezó a agredir verbalmente, luego físicamente.
Ernesto says first she yelled slurs, then things turned physical. The attack lasting for about 10 minutes.
Now she yelled slurs and beat up this guy in broad daylight, yelling slurs at him. That's why when we talk about the anti-Asian attacks, y'all notice I never buy into that. Everybody's getting attacked. Except when it's an Asian or it's an anti-Asian attack and we need legislation. What about this guy? And the hundreds of other Latinos out there that get attacked every week by Wakandans and people from the Wakandan West Coast colony of Wakanda. This is why I don't buy into that Asian attack narrative. Everybody is being attacked. including, of course, the number one is black people, other black people. Now, the majority of the attackers, the vast majority of the attackers are black, but still, that doesn't negate the fact that the majority of the victims are black people. But this woman yelled slurs. She did everything that a hate crime, that entails a hate crime. Unprovoked, racial slurs hurled, violence, attack, physical attack. No talk of hate crime.
Agredí verbalmente, luego físicamente.
Ernesto says first she yelled slurs, then things turned physical. The attack lasting for about 10 minutes.
Y para que no me pegara en la cara, entonces yo nomás di.
Ernesto says after she grabbed his flowers, she used them to strike him. Ernesto tried to keep his back towards her as to protect his face.
Me lo quitó todo y lo destruyó, todo.
All his flowers that day were left destroyed. Inglewood police say they arrested her on robbery charges. A GoFundMe page has been set up to help Ernesto financially recover what he lost. Left shaken, he doesn't know if he'll continue to sell flowers, but he's thankful for the bystanders who helped scare off the woman.
Las personas sí, hay mucha gente que sí me quiso ayudar, les agradezco.
And Ernesto was able to walk away with only minor injuries. Most of those injuries, emotional scars rather than physical ones. Now, if you'd like to help out, you could find a link to his GoFundMe page by heading over to our website, KTLA.com, and clicking on our story tonight. That's the latest in Inglewood. Carlos Salcedo, KTLA 5 News.